we've sort of have shared an agenda, and the directions around today's conversation will be tailored, on that agenda. So it shares a timeline, talk about the curriculum, the method of delivery for this program, the assessments, and evaluation and some other things. So this is just to buy time for others that are still trying to join in. We have not started, just to buy time for others that are joining. And yeah, just to note also that this call is a recorded call, and joining this call means that you've given your consent to be recorded on this call. And if you would be comfortable with being recorded on this call, it would be great to drop off. But I think just for others that might miss this community call due to a reason or the other. So yeah. So how many do we have? Do we have more? Do we have more? So the reason why I want everyone to join is so that it is going to save them coming to my DM and asking, oh, what's the delivery program delivery method like? Questions around assessment. I would want to reduce the responses that I'm going to have on this call as much as possible, right? After this event, right? I want to reduce the response as much as possible. That's why it'd be great to have everyone join this call. So good. I can see the messages here that you can hear me. That's great. That's great. Okay, we have more people joining. As you come in, please mute your mics. Please do that, so we don't, make the whole place rowdy. Oh, someone said you can't hear a thing. Are you sure you've connected your? There is a way to connect your mic in Zoom. So ensure that your mic is connected. David Ipemosi, you can't hear. So David, what you have to do is leave the call, join in, and then ensure that you unmute. Click there's a button there. Connect your microphone. Okay, just a minute and then we'll get started. So we are starting by 5 minutes past 10. Maxwell, you have to calm down. Let's take things one step at a time. Maxwell is thinking we're going to start with areas of programming we are interested in joining. So I am sure. Don't worry, I'll answer that. So I shared a link that you guys should put in questions, around the program that you anticipate. Programs, questions around the program that you anticipate, and nobody shared that, right? So good morning, everyone. This is 5 minutes past the hour of 10 a.m. and we're going to get started. This is a community call for the virtual tech talent program organized by the Senator Abiru Innovation Labs and CC Hub. Can you mute your mics, please? Right. And for the purpose of this conversation, we're going to have, an agenda just like you have on the screen. I'm going to talk about the program. So I'm going to give you sort of a highlight of the program, and I'm going to talk about the program timeline, the curriculum, the delivery method, assessments and evaluation. Then we run through a bit of frequently asked questions. I got some responses from the form and then some other frequently asked questions, and I know most of you might anticipate. And then we'll talk about next steps and we'll call it a day, right? And the purpose of this is to ensure that we have a clear understanding of how the program is going to run. And it will sort of direct the kind of questions you're going to be asking in the group. And also sort of direct okay. It will also sort of direct the the kind of support we get on the Slack channel, right? So to get started, please, if you can see the screen, just drop in the chat that you can see the screen. I'll appreciate that. I'll appreciate that. So we'll talk about the program, right? I believe all of you that are on this call, join in as a result of your registration for the Senator Abiru Innovation Labs Tech Talent Program. That's the first fact we're going to establish. And registering or being on this call means that you sort of registered, and then you're a part of the other few numbers that were selected for the virtual program. It's in partnership with the Co-Creation Hub, and Findworker is one of the running partners for this program, this part of the program. So the program is in 4 phases. There is the business incubation or accelerator program. There is the STEM direction. There is there's one for the teachers, and then this is for the tech talent. So for those that are trying to prepare their way into technology. So Maxwell, please just I'm going to give time for questions. So we Findworker, we are sort of the partners with CC Hub to in charge of this program, and we are delivering this program in tandem with our tech campus structure, right? We have the tech campus structure that's focused on this tech talents program. Next thing is around the program timeline. I've seen a few questions around when is the program starting, what are we to anticipate. So this is like the directions we all need to eyes on. Oh my, can you just ensure that you mute your mic? I don't expect to be talking about this on the call. Please just mute your mics, listen. I'm going to give time for everyone to if you have questions, right? And we're going to run through the program timeline together. The program is going to be for a period of 3 months. And I know you are aware that there is currently a physical program that's already going at the Innovation Hub. And that program is going to be for 6 months. The physical training is going to be for 6 months, but the virtual training is going to be for 3 months. And it's going to start from the 13th of April to the 13th of July. So it's going to be a 3-month period where you're going to learn a few things. Basically, it's just the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I've seen a question around the direction that we should actually ask, what direction of technology are you going into? And I believe that it was clear that you saw, the expectations when you were signing up for the program. So it's going to run for a period of 3 months, and going to run for a period of 3 months from 13th of April to 13th of July. And after that duration, right, those that successfully, scale through the 3 months period, based on assessments and evaluation, they will be the ones that will be selected for the next cohort. So remember, I told you there's a physical cohort currently going on, and there's a physical cohort currently going on. First off, second thing is those that scale from this program will be the ones that will automatically be selected, right? Based on the numbers we need, we can automatically be selected for the next physical training program. If you have friends that are currently undergoing the physical training program, ask them what the experience is like. I'm not going to say so much about it, but the physical training program is what I have not seen anywhere. Trust me. I'm not going to mention all of the incentives they get. I'm not going to say all of that here, but I'm just going to make you understand that this is not jokes, right? There's a physical training program that I believe you shouldn't miss, and it's the best for you to put all of your dedication in play for the first 3 months to ensure that you are selected for the cohort 2 of the physical training program. Trust me, there are perks that you cannot find anywhere. So that's that. Next thing is the delivery method. So it is great that we understand how the program is going to be delivered. For the delivery method, it's going to be strictly a virtual training, strictly virtual, like we all know. And but then there's going to be some structured learning on the Tech Campus platform. So remember, I told you initially that this part of the program is run by Find Worker, and Find Worker has a tool, or I will use the word product, called the Tech Campus. So Tech Campus is going to, it's the structured learning on the Tech Campus platform. So all of this is going to be sent across to you. And there's going to be there'll be a mentor that will be assigned, right? The student to ratio mentor will be discussed later on, but there's going to be a mentor assigned to ensure that all of you follow through the structured learning on the Tech Campus platform. So because there'll be a mentor assigned, there'll be weekly check-in. So all of the evaluation, like, is enough to assume, or is enough to infer that all of the evaluation that's going to be required for you to be selected for the physical program will be based on your weekly check-in. So there'll be a weekly check-in by your mentor, and then from the weekly check-in, we can actually see those that are serious. Trust me, we have so many people that are applied for this program. If you're on that channel, you see over 500 people already joined on that channel. So it would be great to take this seriously. Attend your weekly check-ins, reach out to your mentors, show commitment, show that you are dedicated to the program. Now, next is about assessment and evaluation. So remember, I told you that those that will be successful in this program will be automatically, based on our numbers, and will I use the word rubrics that we're going to set for selection, will automatically be moved into the cohort 2 of the physical training program. And the physical training program is best to know. I have not seen any physical training program in Nigeria or in Africa that is so much committed to the learning, of its participants. So around assessments and evaluation, right, there will be a module-wise assessment, and then there will be a program-wise assessment. But the module-wise assessment is going to be based on each of the modules of your introduction to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? It's going to be on those directions. And the reason why we are sort of doing just your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is that the physical training program, is expected that you have like some basic understanding of all of those, technologies, or I'll use the word tools, right? So going from the virtual program to the physical program is going to make your learning process accelerated. So we're going to assess you based on your modules on the Tech Campus platform. So mark my word, I'm using the word Tech Campus, right? So there's going to be a structured learning phase on the Tech Campus platform. So you're going to be evaluated, based on the modules. Weekly check-ins is going to be it's going to be program-wise. So based on the program, weekly check-ins, are you turning in assessments? Are you responsible for yourself? Are you dedicated? So there's going to be assessment around those directions. And remember, these are actually, the important things that you need to understand, to have, or sort of checkbox you need to tick to be able to be selected for the physical program. So next thing is around the frequently asked questions. We have discussed, areas around the delivery method, what the program is about, assessment and evaluation. But there is some sort of questions that, some of us, turned in, in the form I shared initially. And from the questions shared, we're going to talk about, explain. I'm going to provide responses to some of the questions, in this FAQ session. So give me a second. So yeah, these are a few questions that we should look out for. So the first thing is, do I need a laptop for the period of the virtual training? So I'm not going to underestimate the importance. I'm not going to underestimate the importance of a laptop, right? Trust me, getting a laptop is like the most important thing. But I've seen young people that that's got their first kickstart in technology by just learning with their smartphones. There are actually Android applications that can make you write basic HTML, CSS, and even JavaScript, right? But you are going to be on some sort of advantage if you have a laptop. You're going to be some sort of advantage. It's stressful to code on a smartphone. Take my word for it. It is stressful to code on a smartphone. But then some people have done it and have done it successfully. The major thing is about their dedication to the learning process. It's about their commitment to the learning modules and their willingness to learn. So you can actually get a small feature phone. I know getting started, I use a small feature phone usually to learn. It was the Nokia. I'm not trying to advertise Nokia here, but it was Nokia, one of the C series, right? I'm saying that it's stressful to learn on a smartphone or your mobile phone, but if you have some dedication, if you have a commitment, you can actually pull through. But best of is to ensure that if you can get a laptop, good and fine. But the great thing is, in the physical program, everyone is given a laptop to learn on site. On site, you're not giving the laptop to take home, but you're going to be given a laptop to learn on site. So you're going to be assigned to a personal laptop in the hub, right? So anytime you come to the hub, there is a laptop that is assigned to you to go use learn. So look at the interesting thing that happens, right? You don't have to worry so much. If you can be dedicated with your smartphone, download some applications, good and fine. But then it's going to be stressful. But if you can be dedicated and committed, to the learning process or the learning phase, absolutely. How will the program run? I think I've talked about how the program is going to run. We've talked about the timeline starting first on the 13th of April down to the 13th of July. And we'll talk about the assessments, evaluation, and all of that. Are there going to be incentives for top performers? Absolutely, right? There are sort of conversations around incentives. So we understand that it is costly to be on the internet, right? So incentives is going to cover so many things. Incentives can be data support, it can be anything. It can be anything. I'm not going to mention all of the incentives that are going to be in the program, but then trust me, it will be best to put in some dedication, and some extra effort to the program, and we'll take it up from there. So yeah, there will be incentives, for top performers, and it is at our discretion to select who the top performers are, and also to identify the rubrics, for the selection. It could be based on the program-wise assessment or the module-wise assessment. What happens when we complete the 3 months program? I think we've talked about that. So after the 3 months program, those that are successful, are going to be selected for the physical training. And I've given you some sort of tip of the iceberg on what the current cohorts are enjoying in the physical training program. So those are selected, after the 3 months program, those that, break the bars from the module-wise assessment and program-wise assessment, they will be selected for the physical program. Would we be given certificates after the completion of the program? So interesting, right? We understand how much showcasing an accomplishment can be. Showcasing on Twitter. Oh, I just completed a 3 months boot camp on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it's interesting to communicate all of those journey, and we'll be willing to give out certificates of completion to those that complete the 3 months program and perform well in the module-wise and the program-wise assessments. Those that will be willing to give out certificates to those that perform. To complete it, first off, you need to complete the 3 months training program, and second thing is that you need to perform well in the module-wise and program-wise assessments. Can we invite our friends to join the program? So I discovered that the form is still open for. The form wasn't closed, so it's be great if you have friends. You can tell them to join the program, but then they must be within just some sort of catchment areas. I think it's it must be within Ikorodu, Kosofe, about 4 or 5. I'm not sure I have that offhand, but then you must be within the catchment. So you go back to the link and then ensure that you are within that catchment area. What are the perks of the physical training? I've talked about that. So you're going to be first off assigned a personal laptop at the hub, right? There is free lunch, right? There is stipends like for transportation support. So there are so many things. I wouldn't say all, but yes, there are perks. I've talked about just 3, but there are more. There are more. Are there direct placement organization on completion? So interestingly, who is not going to, when you find someone that performs, that is outstanding in a training program, would you just let the person go out there? No. So those that are around direct placement organizations, there are plans to ensure that there is some sort of placement for those that perform well, right? So we've had people from I think there was a group from a bank that came to a physical training hub, to give the assurance that yes, they're willing to adopt people after the training program. So look at the loss of opportunities that are bound for you. You can decide to be adopted, or you can decide to work remotely. There's so many directions around it. So I'm going to run through the chat and see if there are questions. So there is one that says, is the online training full-time, week by week, for 3 months? Okay, good question. So it's a structured learning phase, and by structured, it is also self-paced, but you have a period of 3 months to complete the program. There's going to be assessment per module. There is also going to be assessments per week. So for example, if you have you're doing an introduction to HTML, there will be assessments across that module. There's going to be a weekly check-in. So it would be great, to commit, reasonable hours, of the week to the weekly check-in. We're going to look out for a time within the week that's comfortable for everybody to be able to do that check-in with their mentors. Next question is, let me see. So someone was saying, I was thinking we are going to start with areas of programming we are interested in. So basically, trust me, I think you should first thing first is to sorry, give me a second. So first thing first is to ensure that you learn the basic of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That's like basic. That's like basic, before you can decide to extend. Sorry about that, present. Before you can decide to say, go further. Okay, you want to be a full stack engineer, or what sort of stay on the back end. If you want to learn Node.js, Express.js, or you want to just stay on the front end and learn, front end frameworks like maybe React or Vue.js or Svelte, any of them. So please drop in your questions. I think we have about 10 minutes or thereabout to wrap this up. Do I need to have idea of JavaScript before I can be successful in the training? No, you don't have to have idea of JavaScript to ensure that the training phase is going to be for those that are basic, right? You are a novice in this. Just come in, be dedicated, commit yourself to the learning phase, and that's all we want. There's a structured learning for all of you. You don't need to have any idea of JavaScript. There's going to be a structured JavaScript course. Can you explain more on the modules and program-wise assessment? I think I've talked about that. So for the module-wise assessment, let me run through. Let me see if I can run through. So this is an example, right? So we have HTML, for example. This is like a signposted curriculum. So we can have introduction to HTML, browsers and HTML editors, and then there's going to be module-wise. So for each of these modules here, there's going to be some sort of assessment. It can be like 3 modules, an assessment to 3 modules, or an assessment to 4 modules, right? And yeah, just the same thing for CSS and JavaScript. So for every of the structured learning phase that you go through, there's going to be an assessment that comes in, or sort of evaluation based on your knowledge of that course. Can someone who doesn't have any knowledge in computer but is educated catch up in this program? Yes, you only have to know how to use your browser. Trust me. If you can use your Chrome browser or your Mozilla or your Opera Mini browser or your Brave browser, that's all you need to know. You know how to use the training program is going to be on a platform. All you need to know is how to use that browser. That's all. And then you just click a few buttons to go through. Will the 3 tools we're about to learn be divided into 3 months? Don't worry about that, right? It's going to be structured, and we're going to open each of them. So you're not going to, when you log onto the platform, you're not going to just see HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? It's going to be structured in such a way that each of the learning phases is available based on our evaluation of your learning phase. I don't know if that's clear. So we're not just going to open HTML, CSS, and JavaScript out for you to go learn. It's going to be per week, and for each of the weeks, we're going to have structured modules. For example, for HTML, there'll be a structured module. For CSS, there'll be a structured module, and then it's going to be opened up to you, based on the timeline of the program. Can we get a copy of the modules and learning outcomes? Yes, you're going to get a copy on the 13th, right? You're going to get a copy of the modules, of the curriculum, actually. You're going to get a copy of the curriculum. And how many hours daily for the online class. So it's a structured class. So you have to dedicate, ample hours each day if you want to follow through. That's one. But what's most important here is the mentor check-in. Is a check-in call. That's one of the most important things. It's good to follow the structured course, but you remember you're going to be judged or evaluated program-wise. So it's going to be a mentor check-in, where if you have issues around your current learning phase, there will be a mentor to guide you, on, oh my God, there's going to be, this is Nigeria for you. Okay, so there's going to be a structured Nigeria. Okay, Nigeria just did this, but that's fine. And there's going to be a structured learning phase for you, yes. And basic thing is just the mentor's guideline, the mentor's check-in, right, that you're going to follow through. Someone said I skipped, if one successfully completes the 3 months program and becomes eligible for the next phase, is it possible for them to join the class virtually? So it's a physical training, right? So it's not, right? Can you hear me? So it's a physical training. Give me a second. It's a physical training, first off. It's a physical training, right? It's a physical training. And when you are selected for the physical training, it's not going to be virtual. You have to be at the hub. And there are 3 times, you have to be present at the hub. Currently, those that have been selected, the first, about 32 or thereabout at the hub. Please, I don't have to talk about muting your mics. And then it's stressful to go back to the participant list to mute you guys manually. So there's going to be, you have to be present at the hub, right? It's not going to be virtual. So 3 times a week, currently they are meeting 3 times. They meet Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So it might change for the next call, but then currently that's that's the reality. Let me see if I have questions before we call it a day. Okay, good. So I think I have on this call the CEO of Find Worker. Let me just double check that. He could just drop in a few motivation. Please mute your mics. So, okay, Maxwell, you have a question. Can you drop it in the chat, please? Maxwell, can you drop your question in the chat, please? I will read it out and then provide response. Let me check. Okay, I think he has dropped off. So I would have loved the CEO of Find Worker to just drop in. He's around. Okay, I found him. Okay, great. So hi Dilly. I think I would appreciate if you can just give in a word or two, some sort of motivation, for those that have been selected for the virtual training.
Yeah, hi Favor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dilly Bakari, founder of Find Worker, and we have a new leader who is Wilfred. So before I allow Wilfred to speak, well, thank you so much for the amazing work that you've done, Favor. And thank you guys for joining this call. The goal for us is to be able to build a platform where millions of people can learn. I think I'm getting feedback from someone. So, like I was saying, we want to host a platform. We want to host a platform. Sorry, 1 second. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So the goal for us is to host millions of tech talents on our platform and provide opportunities for them to be able to grow and learn and grow ultimately. And we've been doing that with the Find Worker, group. We have several products that we're using to do that. We have the Tech Campus, which you guys are a part of now. And we're collaborating with CC Hub and SAIL. We also have Source Code, which is our community focused platform. So in Source Code, we organize events, meetups, and hackathons just to be able to steer the ecosystem in looking for the best talent across Africa. And we also have other products that will be releasing very soon, which is also to help employees to be more comfortable doing their work. We want people to love doing what they're doing. So generally, what we're doing at FindWorker is to be able to put African talents on the global map. We have that number, Nigeria's population is 200 million. I believe that it's over that. And so if we have this number, we can make Africa, we can make Nigeria, the powerhouse of tech talents for the global community. And that's what we're doing. So I want to encourage you all to take this seriously. I also started my tech journey in 2007. Went to NIT learning, how to code. But I can tell you for a fact that what I learned at NIT is just 30% of what I know now. The remaining 70% are things that I learned by myself, working on different projects and also learning and being mentored by other amazing developers. Yeah, so I don't know if Wilfred is here. Wilfred, are you here? So maybe I can keep talking, maybe before Wilfred joins. All right, so yeah, so tech is booming across the world. And as you know, you've seen, I mean, we're on Zoom right now. A bunch of software developers, product specialists and all that, they start to build this innovative platform. And we've seen Facebook, we've seen WhatsApp, we've seen a lot of tools across the world. Some developers start to build that. So the question now is, what are we also shipping from Africa to the world? And I think that question can be answered only if we have, good amount of software developers also on the continent. I think the last report I saw said that we have 700,000 developers in Africa. I know it's growing every day. But if we compare that to the United States, where they have millions of software developers, and compare that to Europe as well, where they have millions of software developers, you'll be able to then check the odds of them building something that will be very useful to the rest of the world. So that's the same thing that we're also trying to do with Tech Campus and with, with software developers in Africa. So guys, I want to encourage you once again to, give this all your best. There are tons of opportunities out there that you benefit from. We've seen a lot of lives, changing, that have changed also from doing software development. I think Wilfred is here now, so I'll leave the floor for Wilfred to speak. Wilfred, are you there? You're still on mute if you can hear us.
All right, thank you very much, Favor. Thank you everyone for joining this call. There isn't too much to say except that we're very excited that finally it would start in a matter of days. There's been a lot of preparation over the last 2 months. And some of you have sent DMs, you sent messages in the channel and various channels on our Slack workspace. So somebody was asking at some point if he's still in the right place and if this program will take place. Yes, it will take place. We're just trying to ensure that the excellence that we want our students to show once they graduate from this program, I want them to see that level of excellence with how we, the faculty, prepare and deliver the training. So we're very, very, very intentional about what we're doing. And we want to we're looking at the best way to effectively train the highest number possible. Favor has already talked about the context, our partnership with the good folks at CC Hub. and the team, Senator Tokumbo Abiru's team. All right, so you're part of a journey that is really, really, really cool. And I do hope you take this serious, because we are taking this serious. As we speak, the faculty is ready. Your mentors have itchy palms. They can't wait to, answer your question, review your code. And some of you who really would be getting opportunities, like after this, we can't wait to see all of the good things that would happen to you after this program. Like Favor mentioned earlier, after the virtual cohort, the top students would make it into the physical, where we would now have an accelerated learning to polish and then from there to the market. But that doesn't mean we'll leave anyone behind. Not everybody will make it to the physical bootcamp, so it's going to be really, really competitive. If you're part of the current physical class we're having, you will know that we believe a lot in interactivity, a lot in having fun while we learn, because programming itself is challenging enough. Learning programming is challenging enough. And so that's why we try to ensure that the sense of community is strong and everybody's holding their hands. Trainer, mentor, fellow students, all right? So that's why we have the workspace, so we can collaborate, we can help each other along this journey. So thank you very much. I don't know if there's any question that hasn't been answered yet, but I'm still around. Favor, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Wilfred. So yeah, I think we've come to the end of the check-in call. What will be the next step? We've told you when the program is going to be starting on the 13th. There's going to be an attendance, right? I've dropped the link in this chat. So for all of you that are here, I would advise that you, go straight, fill in the attendance. Remember, there's going to be an assessment program-wise and module-wise. So fill in the assessment attendance, I'm sorry. Fill in the attendance, put in your name and email. That's the basic thing we want, name and email. And yeah, we'll take it up from there. So yeah, also do follow us on all the social media platforms, right? Do also send in the words of appreciation to the SAIL team, that's the Abiru team, the Innovation Labs team. Drop us a follow, find Walker, join 10 Campus on Twitter, and we can't wait to see you on the brighter side. So thank you, everyone. And if there are no further questions, do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye. So you can unmute and say bye-bye. That's fine.
Yeah, thank you very much. God bless.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. It's quite
Thank you so much. We are very grateful for this opportunity. And,
Thank you.
I'm eager and anxious to see how much I'm going to learn from this. I can't wait. I'm very appreciative.
No problem. Please ensure you fill the attendance. Ensure you fill the attendance.
All right, we will sure. Thank you.
Please, how do you feel that?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How do we fill the attendance, please?
There's a link. I dropped the link on the chat.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.